Okay, so today I have my Makarov 365 bullet mold, and it has a little problem where there's a fastener here and should be another one here, but the one that should be over here has fallen out. So I am going to, instead of sending it back to Lee, which is what I probably should do, I'm going to go ahead and insert this little roll pin in here. It's mine anyway. I can do what I want, right or wrong or otherwise. So I'm going to put this little pin in here. So I'm going to have to drill because it's threaded on the other side. So I'm going to drill down through there, and hopefully, I get this thing right the first time. That'd be kind of nice. So that's what I'm going to do. Hey, there's a dimple there. That's just about perfect. Alright. It's an 1/8 inch drill bit, 1/8 inch roll pin. I'm going to set that guy in there and drive it down there with a hammer. I should have a little hammer right here. Oh, come on now, be good to me. Very good to me. I may need to get a little punch. Ooh, look at that. I have a little punch right there. And go ahead and drive that on down in. And hopefully everything lines up like it's supposed to. That would be sweet. We need to do it some more. Come on. Tappy, tappy, tappy. Alright. I think that's in there fairly deep. I might run it in just a little bit more. Just because I can. And I probably should, just because. And being as that I dead-ended it, I won't be taking it back out. So, because I didn't drill through this other side, right? So, speaking of which, since I've got a little bit of a point right there, is that going to hang up on the little sprue plate? I don't think it is. If it does, it's going to cause me some grief, so I need to make sure that's gone. So, somewhere in my mess here, ooh, look at that, there's a file. And I don't want to do much to it, because I don't want to mess that mold up. And there she is. Okay. So anyway, like I say, this is my Makarov mold. It's a 365 2 bullet mold. I like it quite well. It's been very good to me. I've used it a ton, and I've probably made, coming on up, about 2,000 or so bullets without really doing anything to it until now. But it's taken quite a bit of hammer marks here on the back, which is probably why I damaged the mold to begin with. But those hammer marks, you kind of got to tap, tap, tap on this thing in order to make those bullets fall out once they're cast. So it's kind of is what it is. So anyway, so this is a Lee mold. I like it quite well, like I said. And then over here, I have RCBS rock checker press, and I have my Makarov dies right here. It's kind of a mess at the moment. So I have my little 9mm Makarov dies, and I really like these. I think that Lee makes the best stuff. I really do. And I've used it for, well, coming on up about 2,000 sets again. And then these are 9mm casings, and I've actually, I got some aluminum in here and some brass. And what I do is I get the 9mm brass, and then I go ahead and trim it down using my lathe. Let's walk over there. That's my little metal lathe. It's damaged at the moment, so I can't use it. So I've been using my Shopsmith, and the Shopsmith works just fine for doing this too. I just, it runs hotter, takes a lot more power, a lot more effort to do that than using the little metal lathe, but it's got a bushing issue. Anyway, point being, what you do is, this is the tail piece from the metal lathe. So what I do, that one actually has primers in it right now. They're primed and ready to go. So what I do is I take my empty brass, not primed brass, of course. I take my empty brass and I go ahead and I put it into this little holder. And I just found that the tail piece for the metal lathe works really good for me to hang on to. They make a little ball for doing this, but I have this already, so that works. You need to lock that down with the pliers. And then what you do is go ahead and insert this, and the point right there will actually bottom out on this little round metal pan here. And if you look, you can see where there's a mark on there where that's exactly what happens. So that works as a stop. Once it gets to that point, it stops, and your length is dead set. And so you've already full length sized and deprimed your brass. You run this in, that trims them out. Now you have to go ahead and bell the mouth and charge your shell, and then go ahead and seat your bullet. And I can't do any of that yet at the moment. Stepping back for just a moment, when this is installed like so, after you've trimmed, you go ahead and clean up the outside and the inside deburring. Very important that we do that. So, but the reason, of course, that I can't load these at the moment is because I ran out of bullets. So, we can't have that. Can't have that now, can we? So, my bullets are being made, or were being made yesterday, until my mold failed, which of course is a first, but it failed, and so I'm having to redo that. So I'll be melting some lead here in a little bit, casting some bullets. But it sounds like my daughter wants to take me out for ice cream or something, so that's a date that's hard to miss. Alright, have a good day. Bye.